Okay, to get started with YouTube, the very first thing that you'll need to do is to create your channel. Creating a channel is going to allow you to upload your own videos as well as create playlists that you can share with others. Alright, so to do this, we're going to youtube.com, and when you get there, go ahead and click on your user icon in the upper right hand corner. It's going to be right here. And from this point, click on the My Channel link. Alright, we'll do that. And since this channel hasn't been set up yet, you need to go ahead and pick a first name and a last name. Your real first name and last name will be fine here. And then click Create Channel. Okay, at this point we want to change some things about our channel. So to do that, we'll click the Customize Channel link shown right here. Alright, we want to make it easy for people to find us, so let's go over to the About section shown right here, and let's go ahead and give our channel a description and a location. Alright, at this point it should be noted that if you want people to be able to contact you via YouTube, you can add your email address here, and you can also add links to your websites or other places on the internet by clicking this links icon right here. Those will actually appear on your page in the lower right hand section of your header. Okay? And speaking of headers, if you want to change your background image here, it's actually quite easy to do. Simply click the Add Channel Art link right here. Now note that the recommended file size for your artwork here is 2560 by 1440. Alright, and that's a pretty large image, but you want enough of an image to be able to play with so that you can optimize it for display on the web as well as mobile devices. Alright, so I'll just go ahead and click on the gallery here and choose one of these for now. Alright, here's a picture of some nature, so we'll select that one, and as you can see, it gives us a preview of what our channel will look like on a desktop, on a TV, or on a mobile device. Alright, if you need to adjust the crop, simply click that option there. You can drag this in or out. It is what it is. Alright, so we'll click select, and there we go. Alright. Another thing that you can do to help your channel gain more visibility is to add keywords to your channel. This is going to make it easier for someone searching for your channel to find you. Okay. To do that, we'll click on our user icon here, and then we'll click the Creator Studio icon. All right. Click that. Now this section of YouTube is fairly new, and it continues to go through many different revisions. In fact, I can't keep up with it, to be honest with you. All the changes that they're making day in and day out, and things aren't always where you think that you're going to be. So it could be that during the course of watching this video, there might be a feature that's maybe moved or not here. So just keep that in mind as I go through this. Alright, but to add keywords to your channel, what you're going to do is you're going to go to the settings section of the studio. Right, so click on settings, and you can see we have 4 areas here: general, channel, community, and other settings. We'll click on the channel section here, and this section is actually where you're going to add your keywords. So let me see what we could add here. I could go Tennessee teacher, separate your tags by a comma. Alright, let's see, technology for teachers. Okay. Again, separate your tags or your keywords with a comma. Alright, you can set your country to United States. I think by default it's Afghanistan. They're sorted alphabetically, so make sure you choose United States. And then there's some other things that you can configure here if you want to. Some preferences. Probably won't be dealing with any of these though. Alright, so go ahead and save. Okay, while we're here, let's look at some of the other sections. In the YouTube Studio here, you're going to see your dashboard. which is where we're at. From here we can actually upload a video. There's actually several ways to upload a video in YouTube. This video section here is where it's going to show you all of your videos. Alright, analytics is going to show you basically details about who's watching your video. People comment on your video, that'll be shown here. And there's some other settings as well. Alright, Creator Studio Classic. That's what this section actually was before it became YouTube Studio Dashboard. So if we click on that link, it's going to take you back here. So this is the classic look of what all these sections looked like before it became YouTube Studio. Okay, and you can see if we want to get back to that other look, we could choose Try Studio Beta, and it'll switch back to where we just were. Alright, I hope that's not too confusing. Okay, at any time you can get back to your channel by clicking on your icon and then choosing the My Channel link. Alright, so we'll do that. And here we are. Alright, so let's go ahead and begin by creating a playlist. Alright, a playlist is going to be a list or group of videos that plays in order, one video after the other. Now these playlists can contain your videos or videos that you found on YouTube. Alright, so if we click our playlist link here, you're going to see we don't have any. Alright, so what we need to do is go ahead and start creating some playlists. Okay, to start making playlists in YouTube, I'm going to first go to YouTube Studio Beta, and I'm going to change a preference here, because the only way for me to add playlists is with the old version. Alright, so I'm going to click on Settings right here and choose Creator Studio Classic. Alright, then I'll save this. Okay, then let me come back to my channel here. Alright, now I'll click on my icon once more, and I'll go to Creator Studio. Okay, at this point, you're going to see Video Manager on the left-hand side. When we click that, you're going to see it divided into two sections, Videos and Playlists. Alright, so I'll go to Playlists here. It says there are no playlists found, so what I'll do is I'll create a new playlist. Okay, so let me click that icon. And let's see, I'm going to create a playlist. I'm interested in social studies, so I'm going to do a playlist on videos relating to the Cold War. Alright, that will be a public playlist. That means other people will be able to find this playlist. Alright, I'll click Create. Okay, so here's our playlist, but we don't have any videos in it yet. Alright, so to change that, we'll click Edit. Alright, and then Add Videos. Okay. Now at this point, we can search, do a search on YouTube, or if we already know the address of the YouTube videos, we can add it here. Or if we've uploaded videos, they'll be shown in this section here. Alright, let me just do a quick video search. Okay, and I'll type in Cold War. Okay, and it looks like there's several here. Alright, let me go ahead and choose a couple of these. Alright, so let me grab that one. Here's another one. Alright, so there's two. I can add these videos. Alright, and here they are. Now if you wanted to rearrange these, remember, they'll play from top to bottom. You can do so, and you can go ahead and share that with other people if you want to. All right, via email, that'll send them the link to the playlist, and when they go to play it, it will actually play all the videos in order. All right, so quite a handy feature there. Until your account and channel has been actually verified, there are certain limitations that have been set on it. All right, to change that, what you'll do is you'll click on your user icon here, and we're going to go to Settings. Okay. In the Account tab, you'll scroll down, you'll see where it says View Additional Features. Alright, there there's going to be listed all the features that you have the potential to be using in YouTube. All right, monetization, live streaming, and you can see some of these are green, others are red, and some of them we're ineligible at this point because we have not been verified. All right, so to go through the verification process, simply click this blue icon right here. All right, and then what it's going to ask you to do, basically it's identifying who you are. You enter your cell phone number, and they're going to send you a verification code. I'm not going to actually show that here, but once you have it and you come back here, you'll have the options to do a lot of these things. Okay, live streaming, you can enable and upload videos longer than 15 minutes. You can add custom thumbnails to your videos. All right, but before you can do any of that, you have to first have your channel verified. All right. All right, uploading a video is quite simple, actually. You're going to look for this icon right here in YouTube. Now, you have two options. You can either go live or upload a video. For now, we're just going to show you how to upload a video. We'll click that option. I happen to have a video on my desktop. I'll just click and I'll drag it in here. Okay, it's of a cartoon. All right, now some things that you can do here are to add a description. Okay, give it some tags. Again, this is going to let people find it easier. All right, so got a rabbit, cartoon, maybe cartoon rabbit. Okay, again, just add a comma after you've typed in the keywords or tags, and it'll automatically create those for you. All right, now notice over here you have the option to make your video public, unlisted, or private. Another option here is to also schedule it. So in other words, it won't appear on YouTube until the date and time that you specify. That's what the scheduled option is for. All right, but for the most part, you're only going to be worried about these right here: public, unlisted, or privacy. This is going to determine the level of access people have to your video. If it's public, anybody can search and find it. Unlisted, the user is going to have the direct link in order to access the video. And then, of course, if it's private, only people with permission to view may actually access it. All right. Let's look at some other options here. You have translations, advanced settings here. You could say what date this was actually recorded on. You could decide whether or not people have the ability to comment on it. All right, so these preferences are going to be up to you. All right, once your video is uploaded and you're ready for the world to see, click the publish icon right here. And I'll go ahead and do that. And there we are. Now, if you need to come back and edit this further at any time, this section is always available. And one thing I didn't mention is that you can add this video to a playlist. All right, remember before we created that playlist on the Cold War? So there it is right there. If we wanted to quickly add this video to it, we could just check that. Or if we wanted to add a new playlist here, let me call this one Animations. All right. I could click Create, and it's going to add this video into this playlist here. All right. As you add more videos, there might be things that you'll want to do to help your videos stand out. One of the best ways to do that is to create a custom thumbnail. All right, and a thumbnail, that's going to simply be a graphic representation of your video that other users see prior to it being played. All right, so you can see on my screen I have lots of images here that I've actually custom designed. That way when somebody is searching through YouTube, hopefully they'll come across these images and it'll tell them, hey, there's something that I want to see. All right, and if you don't use a custom image, what YouTube will do, it will just choose a random frame from the video that you've uploaded. All right, so I like to add my own. So in this case, this is one video where I showed people how to change the background in Google Drawings. If I click Edit, all right, it's going to show me these are the possible thumbnails that it could set on its own randomly. All right, now if you want to upload your own, this fourth option is going to be available to you. But again, you won't have these options unless your channel has been verified. So we talked about that earlier. Be sure to do that. All right, so in this case, I could simply click Change Image and then navigate to a location on my computer where the thumbnail is saved. All right, and then I upload it. Okay? Okay, one other thing I want to quickly hit on, and that is live streaming. And while we're not going to go in depth to live streaming on YouTube, I want you to be aware that it is possible for you to do a live stream straight from your computer or from a mobile device that has the YouTube app. All right, so in this case, we're on our computer. In order to start live streaming, all we'd have to do is click this little camera icon and then choose Go Live. All right, when we choose that option, okay, you have to first give YouTube permission to access your camera and microphone, so go ahead and enable that. All right, this is just a notification here. So you give your video a title, decide what level of permission you want here, public, unlisted, or private. It's the level of visibility, I should say. And then more options. That's going to allow you to choose your webcam if you have another camera hooked up, what microphone you're going to be using. And at this point, you just follow the next steps until you're able to go live, and then you're broadcasting. Okay? So I just wanted you all to be able to see how easy it is to actually do. All right, it's very, very simple. All right, let's get started with Google Drawings. All right, here we are at drawings.google.com. What you're going to see in front of you is the canvas. Now, there'll be a white and gray checkerboard pattern. All right, that represents the invisible area. All right, so if you were to save your image out as a ping image, anything with the white and gray checkerboard is not going to be seen when your image is displayed, say on a website. Okay, this is invisible area. So we've got this whole section to play around with, our canvas. All right, now you can change the size of your canvas a couple ways. You've got this little handle in the lower right hand corner that will allow you to quickly resize it, just like so. All right, I tend to go another route, and that's through the File menu. So if we go File and then Page Setup, this is going to show us what our current page is set to. These are inches. You could go inches, centimeters, points, and pixels. Okay. Do standard 4:3, widescreen. All right. Custom, let's say I want a image that's going to be 500 by 500. I simply type in the value here, tab 500 by 500 pixels, and then I click apply, and it makes for a perfect square. Okay? Now there's a lot of types of things that you can bring into and work with in Google Drawings. As far as images goes, when you click on Insert, you'll see Image, several options. You can upload a picture that's already on your computer. You can search the web for an image. You can pull an image from your Google Drive, from Google Photos. If you have the address of an image, you can plug it in here, or you can even use your built-in webcam. So let me show you how this works. I'll click Camera, allow permissions here. Okay, there I am. Okay, let me go ahead and take a picture there. Alright, and then click Insert. Now here it is. Alright, now there's a lot of things that you can do with this. We'll talk about editing your pictures in just a minute. Alright, I'm going to get rid of that for now. Okay, I have a drawing here that I've created for use in an external game. And this is the actual size right here. But if I need to make a change to this, you can see that it's going to be very hard for me to click on and manipulate the individual elements. So what I'll do is on my toolbar here, you can see that I can zoom in or zoom out. Alright, that's going to make it easier to see and manipulate the items in the drawing. All right. You also have this option right here, fit. So this will resize what you're seeing to the dimension of your browser window. All right. So if I choose fit, you can see it's going to make it much larger. Now at this point I can access the individual elements. Let's say maybe I wanted to change this to a blue gradient. I could do that. Okay, see how that works. Much easier for me to work with. Quickly undo that. Okay, a lot of things you can do with Google Drawings. We'll start by changing our background here. Simply right click on your canvas, go to background. You can see you can choose a solid color if you want to, or you can go to a gradient. Alright, just like so. You have a lot more options here than what you might normally suspect. Underneath gradient, you can see if you don't care for these colors here, you can do a custom gradient. This is going to allow you to mix several colors together. So let's say we wanted to start with yellow here and maybe add another gradient stop. We'll go green, add another stop. This one we'll make light blue, and then this last one, let's make that purple. Alright, okay, you can see what that does. Alright, so a lot of options here that you can take advantage of. Alright, some other things that we can add to our drawing include shapes and lines. Here are our shapes. Lots of options here to choose from. Alright, here's an oval. Holding down the shift key while you draw any shape will result in it being just the right dimension. Okay. In other words, it's not going to be too thin if you're not holding down the shift key. Or if you are holding down the shift key, rather, I should say, that it'll lock the aspect ratio. All right. So it won't be too thin or too thick. Okay. Other things that you can customize here about your shapes. A lot of it depends on the shape, the options that you're going to have for you. In this case, we've got a sun. We can adjust the size of the circle in the sun, the size of the spokes there. You can rotate your shape. You can change the border width going around your shape. You can change the border color if you so desire. Change the fill color. Alright, you can even use gradients as your fill color too. Okay? Okay, when it comes to working with text, you have a lot of options here. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and click the text box option, and I've copied some text to the clipboard. So let me go ahead and click on my canvas. That actually creates the text box, and I will paste in the text that I had on my clipboard. Alright, now as you can see, the text box can be moved around anywhere we want to on the canvas. If I resize the text box, you'll notice it doesn't actually change the size of my text. In order to do that, you're going to have to select the text in your text box, and then on your toolbar, choose a different size, different font. Alright, now from here, you can adjust the width of your text box so more of the content is displayed on your canvas. This is still too large, so I'm going to scale it back just a little bit. 48. Looks like that's going to work here for us. Okay. You can change the color of your text by clicking the text color icon. Now here it's white, but I want it to stand out a little bit better, so I'll apply a shadow to this text. To do that, select your text box and then look for the Format Options link right here. You'll see that there's the drop shadow option. We can check that. See, it puts a nice drop shadow behind our text. That can be customized. The transparency, drag that slider either to the left or to the right. The angle of the shadow can be adjusted. The distance, see that? And also the blur radius. Alright. When you're satisfied with this, just simply click the X and it will have been applied. Okay. Let me move this down just a little bit. And I want to add another title right up here, but I'm not going to use regular text. I'm going to use word art. All right, so I'm going to click on the insert menu and choose word art. All right, and I'll type in. Okay, word art basically turns your text into a graphic. All right, so you can do things with the border color and the fill color. All right, so let me strike the return key on my keyboard, and here it is. All right, you can see it's got a line around it and a fill color of light blue. So let me go ahead first, and I will change the fill color. Let me make that, oh, I don't know. Let me make that a darker shade of blue. And the line around it, let me make that white. Okay? Now I'm not satisfied with the style of my font, so I'm going to choose a different style. Alright, let me try this one here, Merriweather. I'll go bold. There we go. Now I'll resize it. I'll hold down the Shift key while I click in the corner here. There we go. That's looking pretty good. Now let's say you want to add a shadow to this as well. Simply click the word art, go to Format Options, and check the Drop Shadow option. Alright, let me increase the distance of this shadow. Alright, some other things that you could do here would be to add a reflection. Some more options here. See what that does? I don't really care for that effect, so I'm going to uncheck that. Alright, click off of it, and here we are. Now at this point, we wanted to save this image. We would click on the File menu and choose Download As. Okay, we could go as a PDF, JPEG, a PNG image, or a scalable vector graphic. Alright, so those are your options in terms of downloading. Alright, so let's say here I want to use this drawing in a Google Doc, but let's say I don't want the actual part of the address in it. So let me go ahead and remove this, and I'll drag my corner here, make it like this. Let me resize this a little bit. Okay, I'll use my guides here. See the red lines that appear? That helps me line information and items up. All right, now you can see your guides by going up to the View menu and choosing Guides, Show Your Guides. Okay, that's one of them. You can also choose to have your items in Google Drawings snap either to your guides or to the grid. All right. There we go. I do want to see my horizontal guide, so let me go to add a horizontal guide. There we go. Now I know I'm centered perfectly. All right. At this point, let me give my drawing a name. I'll call it Gettysburg Title. All right. Now I want to use this in a Google Doc, so let me come over here and I'll go to doc.new. Okay, so here we have a new doc. From the Insert menu, I'll choose Drawing, and then from Drive. All right. There's the drawing I just made. I'll click Select, Link to Source. Link to Source option chosen. Insert, and here it is. All right, now what's nice about this, if I come back to my drawing, and let's say I change the font of this drawing. I'll make it Oswald, medium. Okay, and let's say I change the color of this here too after I resize it. I'll make it red. Alright, I come back here to my document, it'll show me that there's an update to this. So I don't have to reinsert it. I can just click the update button and it'll change it. Okay? So hopefully this is a good example of how you can get your Google Drawings into your Google Docs. Grouping objects together in Google Drawings make the objects easier to be moved and manipulated collectively. Alright, so for example, you can see that I have several shapes here, and maybe I want to make all of them the same color, or I want to move this whole bunch of elements together as one. Alright, so to do that we'll group them. Alright, so we'll begin by clicking on the first one. Hold down your Shift key as you click on the others. Okay, now they're all selected. Once your shapes are selected, right click on them and then choose Group. As you can see now, we can move all these elements together around anywhere we want to. We can resize them collectively. See how that works? Alright, watch this. We can also copy the group. See, now I have two of them. Do one more. Alright. Let me select everything. And I'll resize all of these. Look at that. Let's say you want to change the color of all of these at once. Well, click on one, Shift, click. You have them all selected. Now watch. See that? Maybe you want to rotate them. Okay, so grouping your objects together make it easy to move, manipulate, change the color, the fill color, the line color collectively. All right. Okay, what we're going to show you next is how to crop an image to a shape. All right, to begin, I'm going to make sure that this photo here of Abraham Lincoln is the shape of a perfect square. All right, so let me click on the picture. And I'll click on the crop tool, and to the best of my ability, I'm going to just sort of eyeball this. All right, I'm dragging on the black handles here on the bottom and the right, and that looks to be pretty close to being square. All right, I'm satisfied with that. All right, next I want to mask it to a shape, the oval shape. All right, so I have the picture selected. All right, mask the image to a circle, all right, or an oval. I'll choose that option, and that looks pretty good. Now you'll notice if I resize this oval, it will also resize the picture. Okay, but let's say we want his face to be bigger. I'll click on the crop tool, and then I can click on the original image here and actually make his face much larger, and then move it around. There we go. All right, I believe we have it the way we want it. All right, so there's our image. Now let's say I want to put a little line around it. Click on my line tool. Okay, now I can resize this. I'll hold down the Shift key so it maintains its proportion. Okay, now let me change the background here, my canvas. Background, I will go gradient, and let's make that this style here. Not quite what I was looking for. That looks a little bit better. Okay. All right. Now, I didn't mention this earlier, but there are actually other effects that you can apply to pictures. All right, so long as you have the image selected, you'll see format options. You can do recoloring of the picture if you want to. All right. You can manually adjust the size and position, make adjustments, the transparency, brightness, contrast, all that can be adjusted. All right. Give it a little drop shadow effect if you want to, just like we did with text and word art. And there's the reflection effect as well. All right, let me make that border a little bit bigger and then change the color. Okay. And just for your information, you can mask an image to any shape that Google Drawings provides. All right, so if we chose this picture again and went to mask our image, notice we could choose, let's see, triangle. See that? Okay. Any shape that's shown here can be used. Google Hangouts is available and accessible as a Chrome extension, a desktop application, a mobile app, and a web app. All right. What you see right here is the web application version. You can also get notification in your browser by installing the Google Hangouts add-on. All right, here's what it looks like in the Chrome Web Store. All right, and then the notifications will come in right here. When we click on that, it will take us to the application, Google Hangouts, that we've already installed on this computer. All right, now each of the versions support video conferencing. So I could video conference with somebody from my computer with Google Hangouts, and I could do the same with the mobile version of Google Hangouts. All right, and it is possible to conference with more than one person at a time. So this is actually a great tool for meetings with several different people at various locations. In addition to sending text messages to people, you can also send images using Google Hangouts. It's actually quite simple. Just take the image, if you're on your computer, and drag it into the send a message area. When you release, you'll see the option to go ahead and send it. Click the send attachment arrow and it'll be delivered. This is actually a great tool if you wanted to send someone a photo of what might appear on your screen at any given time, or maybe something happening outside. All right, but it only will allow you to add pictures here, not videos. In order to work with video, you're going to have to do a video conference. All right, and we'll demonstrate that here shortly. If you use Hangouts on a regular basis, but you want to put your notifications on hold, so that maybe while you're teaching a lesson, you're not seeing these things pop up on your screen, you can pause your notification. And the way we do that is by coming to the Google Hangouts settings, and right here in the section where it says notifications, we can mute our notifications for any of these options that are shown here. Okay, so if I chose 1 hour, I would receive no notifications on my computer that incoming messages were there for me. All right, to get out of this, we could simply resume, maybe when you're done teaching, and then those notifications will come back in. Okay, so we have a call coming in from Dr. Ritter. I will go ahead and accept it. And I see myself. You were in a call with Olivia. You are in the call. That's interesting. Wonder if it's going to come through here. Oh, I see her avatar again. But I am not seeing her. There she is. Okay.
Hi.
All right, very good. We have established a connection here.
I'm on my laptop. My desktop wasn't cooperating.
Okay, well, hopefully for those who are watching this screencast, you will note that Hangouts can sometimes be a little finicky, and it can also be hit or miss. And so that's why if one method of establishing a connection doesn't work, we want to go ahead and try another one. All right, so as you can see, we have Dr. Ritter here, and we're actually taking advantage of her computer's built-in webcam. And let's say you're in a conversation with someone and you want to actually see what's on their computer screen. There is a way to share your desktop, and she might know how to do this on her own without any assistance from me. Let's see if she knows how to do this.
Let's see.
We're going to look for an icon. Oh, it looks like we've got okay, she managed to do this. So let's go ahead and minimize Chrome at this point, because what she's seeing is the window that I was visible in. All right, so this is her screen. So this is actually a great way for you to assist another teacher. Given that they can hear your voice and you can see their screen, you can walk them through this task or that task. All right, and then in order for her to stop sharing her screen, you can see they have a stop sharing button. And if she clicks stop sharing, now, Dr. Ritter, go ahead and click stop sharing, we're back to her screen, okay, or her camera view. All right, and so if I was going to demonstrate this process, the way we do it is to click on our three dots right here, and you can see where it says share screen or full screen. I'll choose share screen, and then I'll be given a choice to choose either my entire screen or the application window. Now this could be another application that you currently have open and running on your computer. So I'll choose this application window here, and when I choose that option, it's going to show me the running applications on my computer. I'll choose one here called Handbrake, which is a video conversion tool. I want to share this with her so she can see how to do something, maybe how to convert a video. So I'll bring this in here. Now, are you seeing this on your side,
yes.
Dr. Ritter? Okay, so she's seeing all my activity within this particular application. All right, and so in this case, if we wanted to change the format of a video, some presets are over here. The point of this screencast today isn't to show you about all these features, but just to demonstrate how you can just show off and stream a whole application one at a time. All right, so let me go ahead and stop my screen sharing here, and when I do that, she should see my face again. It's important whenever you're broadcasting to try to put yourself in an environment where there's really good light, all right, and don't have too much headroom between the top of your head and the top of the screen. You want to compose it nicely, just like a photographer would or a videographer. All right, and then the more light that you can put on yourself, the better. Also, if you have a built-in mic on the computer, try to sit as close to it as possible. If you have an external microphone like I do here, that's always going to improve the quality as well. Now I'm trying to think if there's anything else I can show you here with regards to this. If we wanted to add some other people to this conversation, you'll notice there's the add icon in the upper right hand corner that will allow us to invite other people to this conversation. So you can have video conversations with more than one person at a time. It's great for remote conferencing. And then if there's something going on in the background, maybe you needed to watch somebody, but you didn't necessarily want them to hear everything going on. Maybe you got a classroom that's a little noisy. You can always mute yourself by clicking the microphone button right here. Now she couldn't hear me, and if I click the camera icon, now she's not seeing me. She is seeing my avatar, though. Correct?
Yes.
That is correct. Okay, and then one last thing I want to point out is there is an icon in the lower left-hand corner that will actually allow you to carry on a conversation with an individual via chat while you're doing the video conference. So at this point, she should see a message on her screen, and she just responded. Okay, so that's how that's going to work. Okay, this concludes the demonstration. Dr. Ritter, thank you for helping me out here.
You're very welcome.
And to those who are watching, I hope this tutorial was helpful. Thank you. All right, bye, Olivia.